Did you know that if you live in a very humid area, that your yarn weighs more? Hi friends, and welcome to the Lopsided Crafter Loom Knitting channel. My name is Erica, and this is my channel where I share all of my loom knitting adventures, chaos, and sometimes a little lopsidedness. Welcome to episode 11. I do not have a lot to share with you today. I have been busy in the background working on some other things for the future that I cannot share with you yet. I do have a few things. This, as you know, if you've been a watcher for a while, you know that this is my current vehicle sock. So I take this whenever I am a passenger in the vehicle and I have time to loom knit. Sometimes I take this for bingo too, although I did not take it last night. So this is what I've got so far. This is the provisional toe cast on, and it is a toe up. I do have the heel done. This is a diamond rib set in heel, so there's actually no shaping to this heel. This is an adaptation from my Enchanted Heel knitting pattern. I did it on the loom without having to add a whole bunch of pegs. The premise behind this actual heel on the needles is that you double the amount of stitches that you have on your second needle. So in loom knitting terms, that would be on the back side of our loom. So if you had 32 stitches on the back needle, once that heel was done, you would have 64. I have done that on the loom where I have actually added all of those pegs, and the heel does turn out wonderful. I just know a lot of people who do not like to do that because it does involve a lot of adding stitches and then moving stitches, then decreasing back down, and it can become kind of cumbersome on the loom, although it does look fantastic. So I tried to come up with a way that was somewhat comparable to my original pattern, and I changed the shape to a diamond. So the premise is that your heel actually sits in this ribbing part. And you're doing this without creating shaping. So this is a good type of sock for somebody that you want to make a sock for and you don't know their exact foot measurements. You could do this because the amount of heel fabric here, if you will, part of it sets under the foot and then on the back of the heel almost to the ankle. So it gives you a lot of space for the heel area. I'm using Cascade Heritage prints for this. And I will say that this yarn is extremely soft and I feel like loose. So let me talk a little bit more about that. What I mean by loose is even though this yarn gauge and this yarn gauge, they're both fingering weight yarns. They both have the same parameters, the wool and nylon, but this one feels wound tighter. And it's almost creating a looser gauge of the actual stitches worked. So I don't know. I've never used this yarn before. It was something that I picked up when Kara and I were in Asheville. So I guess what I'm saying is, now, of course, I'm going to have to test that when I'm done. But because the gauge feels different, and now it could just be the feel of the yarn, because the yarn is very soft and slick and shiny. I need to actually test the gauge and see, because I'm almost thinking that this should have been less pegs than the 64. But I'm going to continue. I'm probably not going to make it a long sock. And I think I'm only going to make one for now, just so I can test it. I will put it on the blockers, wear it around here to see the durability, the stretch, that kind of thing, and then go from there. I know that this particular yarn brand is used a lot on circular sock machines, and they actually go down a cylinder size from what you would typically wear, and they use this yarn. So I'm almost thinking that that would need to be the case with this yarn as well on the knitting loom. Maybe I will cast on her version of the KB looms to see how much of a difference there is, and get back to you guys on that one. But that's all I've really done for that. And that is living in my bandana bag. It's by Nina Hansen. I got this in Asheville as well. I have not done any more on the colorwork sock, but I did start a new sock on Sunday. You were watching this tomorrow, which is Thursday. And I'm filming on Wednesday. So this is what I have done from Sunday to Tuesday. So well, let me just start off with what yarn I'm using again. I'm using Stroll Fingering, and this is Paisley Heather, this is Melon, and this one is Peapod. These are 50-gram balls, and they are 75-25, and it is approximately 231 yards. I say approximately because, did you know that if you live in a very humid area, that your yarn weighs more? It does. It has all to do with the humidity and the wool absorbing that moisture. So if you've ever weighed your yarn and it says it's 50 grams and it weighs 49 grams or 48 grams, chances are your humidity level is low. But if it weighs 51 to 52 grams, chances are your humidity level is high. It's a little tidbit for you. Now, back to what I'm making. So I started this on Sunday, as I said, and I'm filming today, which is Wednesday. I have not worked on it at all today, so this was Sunday, Monday, well, Sunday evening, so I'm not, that's not even a whole day. So, what, a day and a half? I don't know. So I have the Paisley Heather here at the top, just for a little pop of color. And then I have the Peapod for the cuff. This is 25 rounds for the total cuff. And then I did a lace pattern on the leg. 10 rounds here of just straight melon, and then 10 rounds here at the bottom. And then I've decided to stripe the foot. So I'm doing the melon and the Peapod 3 rounds each, which I actually think I accidentally did 4 rounds right here, but it's okay. I'm not worried about it. And then I did the heel in the heather. I'm loving this. And this is what it looks like from the inside, all of the stripes that I've done. I am doing the jogless stripe. So here on the side of the loom, all of those rounds match up. We don't have one up over the other. So, and then this little spot right here, I think you can see that stitch right there is just a little thicker. That is just where I have been twisting the yarn here on the inside of the loom, and it's going to be fine. That way we don't have all of these edges to weave in, because I definitely would not want to do that every couple of rounds. So I'm just carrying the yarn on the inside. And that is really what I have been working on. I've got a few more that I'm going to cast on. I don't know if I'm going to do it today or tomorrow. That is the sock I have been working on. I haven't decided what I'm going to name it yet. Do you have any ideas? I love that stitch pattern. This is a lot of knit two togethers, SKP, which is slip one, knit one, half slip stitch over. It is just a different way to do an SSK. It's actually an easier way to do an SSK, which is slip, slip, knit. I have worked on a new stitch pattern for Black Water Baptism, which is the yarn that I showed a couple episodes ago from Kara of RWS, Run with Scissors. So I will be casting that on probably soon. I need to get the yarn swift and winder out and wind that up. And then I'll probably go ahead and wind Ring of Fire. I may wait and do that tomorrow, because I mentioned previously, a couple episodes ago, that I did do the 3 by the Seam mystery yarn. It was, did I order? I don't remember if I ordered it last month or at the end of April, but they do a pre-order and then they dye it all. And that month was Little Mermaid. I missed out on the mystery machine, which I was kind of upset about. Do I need it? Absolutely not. Did I want it? I absolutely did. And I saw some other yarn the other day, and oh my gosh, it is gorgeous, but I have refrained from purchasing it because, like I said, I need to work through all of this first. I've got a bunch of the Stroll and some other yarns that I need to work through, and it's going to take me a while. So I'm refraining from buying more yarn. I also think what I'm going to start doing is whenever I write a pattern for the loom, I am also going to write the pattern for needles. So what I think I'm going to do after I finish this one, I've been thinking about this because the whole reason I started this Loom Along with Kara for the summer is because we were not included in that major summer knit along for socks. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to finish this sock, and then I'm going to cast on the second sock on the loom, and I am going to time myself making that second sock on the loom. And then I think I am going to start the same sock on needles, and I'm going to time myself. And then we are going to compare. Will we be able to tell the difference between the loom knit sock and the needle knit sock? That is something that I am intrigued about, and I have just decided right here while filming this video that I think that's what I want to do. I will do this heel I did just a short row heel. So I think for the needle version, I would do probably the shadow wrap heel. I guess I need to get onto it, don't I? I need to get this sock finished. And I'm also interested to see how much yarn usage difference there is. Because on the loom, I do not use as much yarn as I do on the needles. This is going to be a fun experiment, isn't it? Yes, this is going to be a very fun. I have used quite a bit of this melon if you think about it, and there's still quite a bit left. Can I get 2 pairs of socks, loom, and needles out of this with the same amount of rounds? We're gonna find out. Definitely going to start the second loom one and finish it, I think, before I use this, because I want to see exactly how much yarn. I do have 2 of each of these colors, so I could essentially start the needle one as well, but I don't want to do all that math. So I think I'm going to finish this one, start the second one, and get it done, and then do the needle version also. Yeah, and I'm excited about the one that I have designed for Kara's yarn too. So I guess I need to get busy. But I think that is all, because I am now excited about doing this little experiment. What about you? As you know, I've got to ask before you go, what were you doing while watching this video? Were you loom knitting, crocheting, knitting, house cleaning, dancing around the living room? What were you doing? Let us know below. And happy loom knitting, my friends. And until next time, stay happy, stay cozy, a little lopsided and chaotic, and may all of your socks find their matches. Bye.